Yeah, go Toyota. JD Niger, word of truth. Bible teaching with Jeff Deloach. Welcome, new subscribers. God, what was your name? Sorry, bro. I've had a lot on my plate. One of you just was a new subscriber recently, last couple days. John Weldon. Sorry, but welcome. Thanks for subscribing. You're going to be blessed if you can last it out with me. I'm not the easiest. I'm not a YouTube influencer. I'm just teaching the Bible. It's not a very coveted position for the world, because I'm not in a church and I'm not in a synagogue and I'm not claiming to be anyone other than what I am, and what I am is just a loyal servant. So, and an Israelite, if you can believe that. This is what Israel looks like as far as I know, because I know that I'm Israel. So the verse that I wanted to speak about was in God's covenant with Israel, the last video, and I'm going to try and get to a point on this. You know what the interesting thing about the way I'm teaching the Bible, there's not any particular end point. There's not anything where you can go, and if you can get that, your life will be so much better, or if you can get this, or if you act this way, or if you act that way. It's up to you to figure out what's right in your life. So I'm not the guy that's going to be here going, let me pastor you, let me tell you what to believe, let me tell you where to go. I'm just giving you my interpretation as an Israelite, and you can take it or you can leave it. I have to stay where I'm at. I'm on a thin line with the Lord, and He's given me a lot, and I'm giving back. And if you want it, I'm here every day. Every day. Sometimes 2 hours a day. That's how much I love this book and love my Lord. So people like Jay Hall and these guys that scoff and mock, and GMS, and these guys that show a lot of zeal, but they're cult like. They have a bunch of followers. I don't want followers. I want disciples. I want you to learn the Bible yourself. I want you to have discipline and not believe nonsensical bullshit from these cults and these new age church that give you something. Oh, that sounds good. No. Nope. The truth is hard. The truth is brutal. The truth is bitter. The truth is suffering. The truth. Word of truth. So let's get into it. God's covenant. These are the words of the covenant. The Lord commanded Moses to make the children of Israel in the land of Moab, besides the covenant which He made with them in Horeb. He's making all these covenants with us because He wants us to be an example of who He is. So I'm sitting here trying to be an example of Israel. I'm trying to show you what the difference is between just a fool and someone who actually knows the Lord, that's friends. He's my friend. He's my daddy. He's my counselor. He's my mother. He coddles me and cuddles me like a mom. And He disciplines me and spanks me like a dad. And He directs me and counsels me like a big brother. And I have confidence in what He says to me in this book. I have confidence in this book because I'm under covenant with Him. And I know through the centuries that I've been coming back here, He's always been very faithful, true, and honest. And He's never lied to me. So here I am, trying to get you to understand that your relationship with Him is based on truth, honesty, reality. You can't be tromping around in fantasy land out here thinking you're on a spinning wet ball rocket and that there's endless universe and that we all came from a big bang and we evolved from monkeys and there was dinosaurs and million years ago. This place hasn't been here no million years. The earth has probably always been in some form. There's always been a area for spirits, but it's this is about as low as it's going to get. This is like, ugh, this is vomit. And Moses called unto all Israel, you have seen all that the Lord did before you in the eyes in the land of Egypt unto Pharaoh and unto all his servants and unto all his land, the great temptations which thine eyes have seen, the signs and those great miracles. If you've actually seen the miracles, I've had miracles in my life. My son was ran over by his grandpa, and he came out the other end, and it was impossible. And I try and tell people, that was a miracle, and they're all, no, there must have been enough room. There must have been this. Another time coming home from Mexico, we're coming home. We're on our way back, from what I remember. And those roads are super dangerous down there, those mountain roads in Mexico, because there's a lot of drinking on the road. There's a lot of cars that don't have proper brakes. The trucks are like falling apart. Chickens are flying out. Pigs are fucking dropping shit on the road. All kinds of pigs are dying in the road. Anyway, we came around a corner and there was a car right there. It was passing. And we passed through the car. So people can't believe in miracles. They're like, oh man, thank God there was enough room. We all looked at each other like, did that really just happen? There was, I think, 4 of us in the cab or something like that. We were all shoulder to shoulder. We all saw what happened. But anyway, this is what Moses is telling Israel. He's like, you've seen it, you've seen him do it. But then what's he say? Yet the Lord has not given you a heart to perceive and eyes to see and ears to hear unto this day. They were still dumb as fuck. So I'm going to bring up something about this that some of you don't want to accept. Because it's scary. Yet the Lord has not given you a heart to perceive and eyes to see and ears to hear unto this day. The reason I'm going to bring up the rapture again, because this is another example of why there's not going to be anything anyone sees that's going to go, oh wow, where'd all those people go? They must have got raptured. Oh no, we're left here to suffer. The only reason you know the Lord, the Creator, is around you is by the little miracles He does in your life. And the things you see out here, it's like, that can't be real. How could that be? How could it be that everyone went into their houses because of a cold? And everyone ruined their business because of a cold? Why did everyone take some kind of unknown substance into their body just because of a cold? What are they afraid of? This is what this is talking about is, can't you see what's going on out here? There is spiritual nonsense everywhere. You don't get to have money. They fucked with my Social Security because they wouldn't listen. All they had to, they know that I had no pension. And I'm bringing up myself because these are the things that I see that are unbelievable. Not only did they know that I didn't have a pension. They're trying to take the money back that they owe me. And they're trying to use things from the past that aren't even real. I never had a pension. I have the paperwork. I gave the paperwork to the lady, but they still are trying to deny me $40 a month. Yeah. It's like, what, why are you people doing? So today I have to send them the paperwork to the Social Security office, and I'm on appeal. I'm appealing for my $40 a month. And it's not so much for the 40. I could use the extra 40 because I'm not getting that much. I'm only getting 700. But the point of the matter is they're taking my money away for something that's not true. They're creating a lie to do this. So when you look at this verse, to this day you can't perceive. Let's look at the word perceive. Perceive. Jay Hall, can you perceive that you might be wrong? You don't understand is what it says. You don't understand. How many times do I say it, family? Do you understand? It's hard to understand Israel. It's hard. And that's why I hate GMS and these black Hebrew Israelites, because they're distorting Israel. They're mixing in all kinds of cultish bullshit that blacks are the chosen people. Really? Really, nigga? I'm not saying black people can't be, but all black people are Israel. Some are going to make it, some aren't. And all white people are Edomites. Come on, sir. I fell for that shit for a minute. I'm like, yeah, I kind of feel that. They're good. They're good. So then it says, and I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes are not waxen old upon you, and thy shoe is not waxen old upon thy foot. We kind of went into that. Your shoe is where you walk. Your feet is what moves you through the area. You need your shoes to be solid if you're scattered everywhere, because you're constantly walking into shit. And your clothes have to be good. You have to have a solid garment, because Israel is constantly going to be walking into shit. Because the Lord doesn't like us that much. Chosen. They had to honk on that one. Chosen for what? So we have this YouTube extravaganza on chosen ones, you're this, chosen ones, you're that. And to a certain extent, some of these people have it right. You're gonna have people coming against you. You're gonna be gang stalked. That's true. But a lot of them are playing a little bit too much on you're going to be so blessed if you're a chosen one. No. You got to really watch how you walk, because you are people. These devils can see us. So the part that I want to go back to, and I could have just moved forward probably, but I want to make sure you guys understand where we're at right here. We're at this place where, why does the Lord take care of them so well for that 40 years? And so it refers back to over here 8:4, and it's remember God's care in the wilderness. So we're talking about how he took care of us even though we were not always right. We were dumb, stubborn, fallen angels. We're angry. We don't get it. He put us in a dumbfounded state. That's why it says, I didn't give you, you don't understand. Your father's, you still don't see or hear to this day. You don't understand to this day, even to this day right now. Same thing. It's like, man, trying to teach the Bible is brutal. You got guys like Jay Hall that might have a sub 100 IQ, possibly, trying to argue. You can't be dumb to understand the Bible. I mean, some people, I had a friend that was literally retarded, but he knew the Bible. I worked with him here at the city. He was a beautiful man, but he wasn't very sharp, but he understood the Bible, and he taught me shit. So that I kind of misspoke on that one, but anyhow, It's not your intelligence, it's how humble you can be. So God remembers the care in the wilderness, and he says, all these 40 years I have humbled you. And to prove you, what's prove you? See, people don't understand when it talks about reading the Bible to prove yourself acceptable. It's not following some GMS cult doctrine. It's not following some Lutheran, Methodist, Foursquare Baptist like I was. Side doctrine that you can relate to. Are you a Methodist? Are you a Lutheran? Are you evangelical? Are you a believer or not? Do you believe the Bible or do you believe what men tell you? So anyway, and he humbled you and suffered thee to hunger and fed thee with manna, which your fathers knew not, neither did their fathers know, that he might make thee know that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Lord does a man live. Men can't tell you who God is. I can't tell you who he is. I can only point you in the right direction. He's a friend of mine. I claim it. I know it. He talks to me. He listens to me. He corrects me. He shows me miracles. He feeds me every day with this book and with food. He keeps me from the pestilence. He's kept me from mucho witchcraft. I've stepped in the biggest piles of shit with these women out here and with my children. But you know what? Jay Hall and the rest of you that are doubting, the Lord said he would know you. People would know you by your fruit. What's your fruit? The fruit of your loins, your children. What is coming forth from you? You know what came forth from me? I just talked to my sister. She's like, I can't believe how blessed your children are, how awesome they are. My kids are fucking awesome, man. My son's raising a family. He has 2 sons. Fruit. My other son, he's working the mine. He has a beautiful home up in the mountains in Colorado. Barely turning 40 years old. He has a beautiful girlfriend and a beautiful son in Mexico. I have 3 grandsons, 2 sons, and a beautiful daughter who helps run a gallery here in Brea. Me. The gardener. The toilet cleaner. The beach trash picker-upper. The park trash picker-upper. The park restroom butt cheek toilet cleaner. Poo-poo on the floor. Yeah. Me. Mowed lawns downtown like a jardinero, like a Mexicano. The fruit's there, J Hall. Where's your fruit, bro? These are the things that I don't know what to say. This is what he does for his children. He keeps things in line. Let me see what I got. So this, I guess the point of the message is, let me continue, because I never did get to the verse 8:4. Thy raiment waxed not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell these 40 years. So it says it another way. He's trying to get it through to us. Look at your feet. You're healthy. Your feet didn't swell. You've walked through every type of shit, and your feet never swelled up. You walked through rocks. Bob Marley says it. The road is rocky, but it sure feels good to me. And if I'm lucky, together we'll always be. Rainbow country. Rainbow country. You have to have all your chakras working right. This is speaking about your spiritual energy, your raiment, what's covering you, your anointing, Your over and over again in the Bible, it talks about the mantle of the prophet. What's the mantle of the prophet? It's the clothes. It's the raiment. It's the anointing. It's the sanctification. It's the priestly protection, dwelling safely with the Lord. Your raiment waxed not old. It didn't wear out. I haven't worn out. I'm not worn out yet. I'm getting weary because people like Jay Hall that don't know much more than the average churchy and is trying to grab onto something but won't just grab the truth. You understand what I'm saying? He won't just eat the manna and just be happy. Eat the manna and be happy, bro. All of you, that's what I would say. Read the book and be happy if you can understand. If he's given you understanding, rejoice. Let me continue. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord thy God chastens thee. Chastens. He whoops you. Steamrolls you. Why? Because he wants to make sure you stay in line. He wants you to stay with the covenant. Abide by what? Abide by what you vowed. There's a song by Tony Rebel called Nazarite Vow. The video is kind of wicked, but the song is beautiful. Nazarite Vow. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart. Let's see what it says. You will know in your heart. When I say consider what I'm saying know that I'm not trying to lead you astray. I'm trying to get you to open your third eye, your ability to know God. Wake up. Wake it on up. Time for sleep is over. What did I say in the last video? That I'm on a thin line. I'm on a thin line. Thou shalt also consider, you shall also know in your heart that as a man chastens his own son. Why are my sons so good? Because I taught him. I taught him by my actions. I taught him by my love. I taught him that I love them and that they can do it. They're strong. It's in us. It's in here. It's in me. It's the Spirit, right? Therefore, thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God to walk in all his ways and to fear him. Why do I get so mad that Jay Hall talks shit on me? Dude, I'm not afraid of you, bro. You give me no consternation whatsoever. You just upset me with your stupidity, Jay Hall. You don't understand who I am. I try to tell you, you've denied me since the beginning. How could you be two tribes? I've proven it over and over again, but you don't listen. You don't know. You're deaf, dumb, and blind, bro. I'm sorry. You're heading in the wrong direction. You're going the wrong way. Let me see what I got. I got to come back and do this. I'm not gonna rehash the clothes thing again. Why the clothes don't wear out? Why the shoes don't wear out? Why the feet don't swell? You got to figure that out for yourself. Why is that? He's taking care of us. If we do what he says, if we walk that thin line, I'm going to continue to have good fruit. I've walked this far, man, and I'm still here. I've walked in more shit and came through it miraculously. And you can believe that or you could not believe that. Think of the miracles in your own life. Think of the blessings. Be grateful for what you know and what you've got. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to do one more. We're going to just stay in Deuteronomy. We're going to stay on this theme because this is where we're at. We're talking about Israel not wearing down. I'll be back. I love you, believers. Israel, you poor sons of guns. JD Nige, I'm out.